Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in again to Forex Formula Radio, where we are talking to real estate business professionals who want to become their best, position themselves as a great option, make great money, and enjoy life while building solid, self-feeding real estate businesses. That's our goal. Today we're going to talk about the most important, crucial, biggest game changer, the maximizer for real estate businesses, and the ultimate thing that all real estate professionals should be shooting for. This is number 8 in our 9-part series of what is a Forex agent. Okay, are you ready? A Forex agent receives referrals. Hi, I'm Kelly Johnston, founder of the Forex Formula, and the big question is this. How are real estate agents like us able to create a constant stream of commissions and a constant stream of leads while enjoying life without wasting big budgets on branding, without working crazy hours, without worrying where the next deal's coming from in today's real estate market? This podcast is here to reveal the answers. A Forex agent receives referrals.
Okay, Captain Obvious, I already know that. Not really earth-shattering news. What's your name again? Kelly Johansson? Johnston, right.
Hey, I get it. You may be thinking that. That's okay. Just stick with me, okay? Before you get all judgy, all right, ask this question. Where does all my business come from? Do you know the answer? That's the first thing. What are the most valuable business sources that come to me? What should I invest in, spend my time on, and focus on most in order to create a dream real estate business? Do I currently spend 80% of my time and money and mental effort and focus on strategies that result in only 20% of my income? You can't improve or change what you don't measure. That's the first lesson here. Do you know for certain where your business comes from mostly? Do you know for certain where the most economical business comes from? The most desirable business, the easiest business, the least stressful business, the most gratifying business, the most profitable business. All right, before I go off on a tangent here, this podcast is for you. I want you to know that. No matter what stage you're at in your business, no matter how long you've been in this business, no matter what company you work for, and no matter what role you have with your company, whether you've been in the business for 10 seconds, 10 months, 10 years, I'm fully aware that everyone needs something a little different. So when I write these podcasts, I try to put together material that will ring in the ears of everyone in some way, at least a couple takeaways that are either reinforcing something that you know or need to be reminded of, or what I'm hoping can happen, you get an aha moment, something that kind of gets the juices flowing. You know what I mean? So with that in mind, if you've just received your real estate license, your business will come from your first circle of influence, the people that know you from your past life and current life, that first circle of friends and family. But keep in mind, that's going to run out pretty quick. You got to figure out how to leverage that the best you can. If you've been in the business for under a year or right around kind of that time frame, you may be feeling the pinch already of the dwindling kind of first circle or sphere of influence leads. And if you've been in the business for a longer period of time but are hungry for information, then bravo to you. And I hope that we can take you to the next level quickly. You already have experience. You've run into situations that you totally relate to when I'm talking about things, and this is definitely for you too. But I want to ask you to do one thing. Draw a line in the sand, step over it like mentally, and let's start fresh. Okay? All right, so here we go. A Forex agent receives referrals. The reason this is part of the 9 facets is that it's crucial to the system that I teach. It's part of the Forex formula. It's what we strive for. When you implant something into your DNA, your psyche, what will happen is your habits, your mental focus begins to transform. That's why these things are all about what you become. You become a person, a real estate professional that simply receives referrals. It's just who you are. It's what you are. It's the business that you build. It's not a surprise. It's not a luck thing. It's part of a plan, and it's part of who you are. See the difference? This is serious. This is transformative thinking. I want this for you because it's so awesome. If you've listened to my other podcasts, you'll have heard me talk about this. I've measured my business in the last few years when I finally began to understand the value of my existing clientele as amazing resources, that I was able to realize that over 50% of my business comes from referrals. Over 50%. That's amazing. That really fires me up. And Nicole and I, who operate our business, it's just us. We have no assistant, no staff members, nothing like that. It's just us. We took vacations, numerous vacations, 2 to Europe alone, 1 to England and 1 to Paris. Various camping trips, a couple of other trips, 1 to California, 1 to Cuba, all that. And we enjoyed our best income year ever last year, as an example. And it's only getting better. I have no billboards. I don't do very much newspaper advertising outside of our company ad. I don't have my car wrapped with marketing material, which is not a bad idea if you're starting out. I just don't do it anymore. I don't pay for bus bench ads or magazine ads or anything like that. I don't even totally maximize our social media presence as much as I teach, to be honest, mostly because I've had to spend so much time on this course and publishing these podcast episodes and stuff. So I'm just being honest, but somehow we managed to do more business in a market that has flattened out in our board area. Actually, it's actually kind of flattened out. I know the answer because I measure. I know how many leads came in last year. I know how many I converted to business. I know where the leads came from. And I can tell you that over 50% of my business came from past business and referrals from past clients and strategic alliances. So there's my brag portion of the episode. And that's not really what this is all about. Here's the humbling part though. Here's the part that kind of should hit home with you. I was a screw up for so long in my business. I had no systems. I did nothing to nurture referrals. I had no plan. I had no intention in line with any plan. I was a ship with no rudder, floating around in the ocean like I was talking about in the last episode, with holes in the hull, just working on keeping the stupid thing afloat. That's what my business was for like 17 to 18 years. Complete survival mode. I did manage to get some return business from the old days. Thank God for that. From clients that I managed to impact positively and who were the type of people that just had that character of loyalty. You know, the rare few out there, right? But that accounts for such a small percentage. If you operate in the real estate business long enough, you can't help but get some referrals. You'd have to be a real jerk or simply really intentionally decide to tick everyone off to get 0 referrals. Like, honestly, if you only do 5 deals a year and tell me that you're receiving over 50% referrals to your business, then way to go. But I'm not impressed. Okay, sorry, I'm not. But I am impressed that you're listening right now. And I know you will do better because you want to. The sheer will of that will allow you to double that very shortly. And that's great. I'm talking about almost 50 deals came from referrals last year. That's over 4 deals per month from referrals. Do the math. That business is the best business. They are already pre-qualified and prepared to meet you. They're usually already excited to meet you. There's no selling in the presentation, really. The relationship begins at a different level right away. The cost of obtaining business is so minimal. And they're more often than not a total joy to do business with. So why do so many real estate agents miss this? Why is this not a major focus of their business? Why is this not top of mind for all real estate professionals or any business person for that matter? I think that people think that they'd like to have more referrals, or it would be great to experience more referrals, or when it happens, you know, they get this sense of pride when they receive referrals, but don't think about the intention or the action or figure out what motivated the referral really, you know? Sometimes we get this false sense of greatness. Oh, it's because I'm so awesome, obviously. That's why I was referred. You know? Sometimes it's luck, truly. Right place, right time. You're the only business card that happened to be around. You know, sometimes it's luck. But here's the test. You can't have it both ways. Who do you blame when these things happen? Okay? You find out later that one of your clients actually referred business to another real estate agent. What do? Do you habitually say to yourself, oh, well, that guy's a jerk. He should have referred these people to me. Is that the first initial reaction? You find out later that a person that you do business with or a person that you pay to do something for you refers business to another real estate agent. How do you react to that? Do you think to yourself, well, that makes sense. That realtor's way better than me and a much nicer person. I totally get it. I would refer business to him too. Come on. I know that doesn't go through your mind. I know that doesn't. But what goes through your mind when one of your past clients lists their home with another real estate professional? Do you get ticked off that person? Do you blame them? How would you treat that person if you walk by them in the mall? Who should be carrying the blame? Who should be the one that gets a talking to? Who? You. Sorry, man. It's you. Your absolute first reaction should be this. Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. What should have I done better? What did I miss? Where can I improve next time? What did they need that I did not give to them? Where did I fall down on this? How can I fix this? This is what should be going through your mind immediately, right? Right away. Go there mentally. Figure out how to fix, tweak, create a system, put out more effort, over-deliver, nurture, contact more, reinforce the relationship more. All of these types of thoughts need to be going through your mind to eliminate that possibility from ever happening again. That's where your mind should go. Has this happened to me? Many times? Oh yeah, you betcha. A lot. Do I like it? Absolutely not. But it happens. I'm not perfect, but I can tell you where my mind goes right away. I go to fix mode immediately. Then I erase that negative from my brain and I do something as fast as possible that's positive to replace that event from affecting my success. That's what I do. I suggest that you do the same. Make that your habit. So when something kind of negative happens, I'll make a phone call. I'll call a past client. I'll call a lead that I need to touch base with and have a really good conversation with them. I'll do something else right away that's positive, that's forward moving for my business immediately. Whenever a negative thing happens, I do that. I don't let that negative thing kind of get me into like kind of a wallow mode. I don't do that. Do you want to build your business on luck? Or do you want to stack the cards in your favor? Create your own certainty. Create consistency. You are in control of this. Only you. It has nothing to do with your clients. Remember that. Take responsibility for all parts of your business. You'll always get the credit. Always remember that. You're always going to get the credit. Positive or negative, though. You got to take both. What I mean is, if you want to take the credit and pat yourself on the back when something goes your way, then you have to look at yourself and give yourself a smack when it doesn't go your way. Look to yourself first. It's all about you. You are in the driver's seat. You drive the bus. Who do you want on the bus with you? Think about that. You control that too. Who do you want on the bus? Have you ever went on a really long bus ride? Have you ever done that? I mean, I'm not talking about across town like an hour or something like that. I'm talking about like days. When I was a kid, about 9 years old or so, we went on a bus ride to Disneyland. Our family couldn't afford plane tickets, so we took a bus. And this is the California Disney. We're on the west coast of British Columbia, so this is quite a trek. I think it took about 3 or 4 days to get there. And we got to know a lot of those people on that bus during that trip. Some were nice, some were aggravating and kept pinching my cheeks. Some were indifferent, some were old, some were young. The people traveling on that bus paid to be there and had no other control on who else would be on the bus, right? And even the driver of the bus didn't even have control of who was there. It's just whoever paid. He was just doing his job driving the bus. In our little scenario with our business, we get to control who's on our bus. Anyway, at the time, they still allowed smoking on buses. I remember that, and it was gross. People on the bus affected the experience to all the other passengers. Now we're heading to Disneyland, right? So we're all pretty fired up. And as you work your way towards the destination, it gets exciting, right? You forgive a lot of those things. It's kind of like a real estate deal. Everybody's excited and it's all magical as you work your way towards the destination, the purchase, right? But then it's over. Now, what if other things are aggravating? Like the dishwasher doesn't work 2 days after they move in. The seller's idea of a clean home was a little bit different than your buyer's idea of a clean home. So they had to re-clean the home before moving their stuff in. Have you ever had that happen? I can't tell you how many times we've had to pay for cleaning ladies to make our clients happy in those situations, but I'll tell you, that pays dividends later when they refer business to you. So the bus ride home after on the high of Disneyland, coming down from that high kind of as a kid, especially, the bus ride home after Disneyland was a lot different. It was grueling. The smoke smell was even worse to us. The people were getting on our nerves. We probably got on the nerves of a lot of people on the bus too, being kids. We had a lot of energy, and being contained in that metal prison on wheels was not fun for us. But the same thing happens after your buyers move in, right? The magic is over now. The honeymoon phase of our relationship is now fading. So how can we do better at maintaining and solidifying ourselves as a positive force in people's lives? How? That's the question. That's the question that we need to ask ourselves. Ask that question. So if a Forex agent receives referrals, and that's what you are or who you become, how do you operate? What thoughts go through your mind when you have a client who's a little more needy? What thoughts go through your mind when a client wants information on something that you feel is insignificant? What goes through your mind when someone is a little snappy with you because they're stressed? What goes through your mind when you have a client who's always telling you how they feel? Depending on your personality type, other personality types will grind on you a little bit, and you will habitually decide to allow that to bother you, avoid that person, or fail to deliver what they need, no matter how insignificant, because you're thinking transactionally. You're just thinking, I just got to get this deal done and get it over with, and then I never have to talk to this person again. It's transactional thinking. And the frustration comes from this place in your brain. Don't worry, this is not being judgy at all. I've gone there. I've thought these thoughts. I'm not perfect at all, but when you make a decision to be a person that receives referrals, you have to change your habitual thinking. I still have to keep myself in check. None of us are perfect. We're all human beings all the time. And this is something that I'm constantly working on. You have to change to relational thinking and figure out how a good friend or a loved one or a family member would approach that situation. Step back for a second and think with a little empathy. Approach it from their point of view. And as soon as you do that, you begin to create an understanding and you empathize with that person. And suddenly your outlook changes and you suddenly get a gift of more patience and understanding entering in. It happens. Take a breath, then deliver. Deliver what they need completely, cheerfully, with understanding. Do it quickly so that you satisfy that need for them. It costs nothing most of the time, or it costs very little compared to the effect that you're going to have on that person. And suddenly they're like a walking billboard for you. The wow factor for that person is whatever is important to them. Full stop. Not what you think should be important to them. Let me say that again. The wow factor for that person is whatever is important to them. Full stop. Not what you think should be important to them. The law of sowing and reaping is always in effect. It's the law of sowing and reaping that is the dominant force. You got to give before you get. And you can quote me on that. You got to give before you get. You know what? My sister-in-law, strangely enough, her name is Nicole too. Weird, huh? We call her Nick for short. Anyway, she's awesome. She's an amazing gift giver. By her own nature, she's extremely empathetic. That's just the way she is. She really goes deep into thinking about the perfect gift for each person. We do this every year at Christmas time. All the adults draw names and we all buy a really good gift for one person each. And then the kids get all the gifts from each of our families. And we have a fun day of opening presents together, usually either a day before or a day after Christmas, after we've all had our family days and stuff. And that's our traditional way of doing Christmas together. So we never know who any of us are buying for, but I'm always secretly hoping that Nick gets my name because she's always seems to get the perfect gift. She goes to great lengths to figure it out. Then she settles on the perfect thing. And I watch every year, and whoever gets a gift from Nick is always so elated. It's pretty cool. So that's kind of my point. We need to be like that for our clients. We need to give them that perfect gift that's tailor-made to them. It's not always easy. But in order to build a solid relational business, it goes a long way to creating a lot of happy, satisfied, wowed, and raving fan clients that are extremely loyal to help you build your business. We go into this concept in a more practical way in the 4X Formula Real Estate Training Mastery course, which I totally encourage you to sign up for. At least get on the waiting list. It costs nothing to get on the waiting list. I think that the first 100 people are going to get a really cool bonus, but we're still working our way through that so we create an amazing amount of value for you. But real quick, I want you to leave this podcast with this. Every single person that you come into contact with is a potential referral source. Every circumstance. In every circumstance, are you someone that you would refer business to? Every buyer, every seller, every interview, every strategic alliance, every realtor that is 40 or more minutes away from you, every single person you hire to do something for you, every single person that you meet on a daily basis, every waitress, hairstylist, nail person, grocery store clerk, secretary, neighbor, church member, every single person that enters into your vortex, into your little gravitational field is an opportunity for business. How do you treat these people? Are you an energy giver or an energy sucker? Do you make other people feel bigger, or do you make other people feel small so that you can feel bigger? Are you someone that people remember when you leave, or are you totally insignificant and forgetful? Are you someone worthy of referrals? Are you someone that people want to support and give business to? Think about that. People who get referrals are worthy of those referrals. They deserve it. Stack the cards in your favor. Create your own success by building a great business that's relevant to those you serve. And they will sing your praises and intentionally support your business by sending people your way. I'm so thankful for you guys. Thank you for listening once again to the Forex Formula Radio. This is Kelly Johnston signing off. Take care and make a great day.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed that last episode. Here's the reality that you may or may not know. The top 20% of real estate agents take home 80% of the money out there, while the bottom 80% are fighting over 20% of the scraps that are left. Do you have a desire to be in the top 20%? If you're working hard and not sustainably making 6 figures of income and beyond, the problem is not you, it's your system. I struggled for years until one day the light bulb came on and I figured out how to simplify the real estate business. If you want to learn my secrets that anyone can implement immediately, that I still use every day, that pays me multiple 6 figures every year, go to forexformula.com right now. That's forexformula.com. The number 4xformula.com.